Whether you enjoy them or not, there is absolutely no denying that Illumination Entertainment makes money. The Despicable Me franchise, and I am including the Minions films when I say that, has a combined global box office of $1.5 billion. That's billion with a B. With a number that substantial, it's very clear that Illumination knows exactly what people like, what they want, and what makes them laugh. And that's made even more apparent by their latest release, a little indie project you may have heard of known as the Super Mario Bros. Movie. As of this recording, the Super Mario Bros. Movie has surpassed the $1 billion milestone, a feat only accomplished by some of the biggest movies in the world. It is the 10th animated film to reach that milestone, and the first since 2019. It's been number one at the box office for 4 weeks straight and shows absolutely no signs of stopping. This partnership between Illumination and Nintendo was rather risky at first, but with the success of the Mario movie, it's shown to be a rather genius move and has shown that Illumination can handle adapting a Nintendo property. But even with that being said, I'm here to say, Illumination, please do not make a Legend of Zelda movie. I know with only one film having been released so far, it's early to speculate that we'll be getting any other Nintendo films. But Shigeru Miyamoto has said that there will be more Nintendo films. But even if he hadn't, from a business standpoint, it would be naive to believe that Illumination and Nintendo went into this partnership only to make Mario movies. Nintendo has a plethora of IPs, many of which are household names. So I think it'd be safe to assume that they have plans to make others, and that includes The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda is a massive game franchise, spanning across 37 years, and is rich with lore. When looked at as a whole, one could argue that it's an epic. And it doesn't matter if you're playing the sprawling and sweeping Breath of the Wild, or the more intimate The Legend of Zelda in 1986. It all manages to feel so grand, and so big, and so important. In its lifetime, it's told a lot of stories, and these stories have tackled some pretty heavy themes. Themes of pain, and loss, and self-sacrifice. Yes, there is the overall arcing theme of good versus evil, but it's these heavier themes that I feel Illumination just could not do justice. Now, yes, Illumination has films that have tackled similar themes before, but sort of in a surface level way, rather competently, but the level of writing required to tackle the themes that The Legend of Zelda has would require something a bit more than Illumination can provide, I feel. Despite their success, Illumination Studios does have the tendency to play it far too safe. Case in point, their version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, where the Grinch was far too soft and not quite mean-spirited enough. That movie was far too afraid to make him the Grinch we know and love. He was nice to those that were close to him, and just kinda mean to those that weren't so close to him, which is not the Grinch we know and love. The original How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the cartoon version, not the Jim Carrey version, did well to make the Grinch come off as mean-spirited and cynical without scaring any kids. So there was no reason that Illumination couldn't just take the writing a step further to make that Grinch just have a bit of a sting to him. And that is why I feel they are just not the right studio to make a Legend of Zelda movie. If you take The Legend of Zelda and you scale it down, make it safe, and strip it of what makes it great, then you may be able to come out with something that's a cute Legend of Zelda movie, but you won't come out with a great Legend of Zelda movie. And if you're adapting The Legend of Zelda into something cinematic, it being great is what it deserves, no matter what iteration it is. Now, this isn't me saying that I have no faith in Illumination to adapt other Nintendo properties, There are plenty of them that I feel that they could do justice. Donkey Kong? That's probably already on the way. Pikmin? Why not? Animal Crossing? Sure. Kirby? Please? But when it comes to The Legend of Zelda, you gotta ask our permission. Now, are they going to make a Legend of Zelda movie whether we want it or not? Probably. But they could surprise us. I mean, the Super Mario Bros. Movie turned out really good, despite everyone's initial concerns. And you can never predict these things, so only time will tell. Anyway, that's going to do it for me on this little video. If you liked it, hit that like button, or subscribe if you're new. Be sure to follow all of my socials down in the description. I've been the Punk Otaku Scribe, and I'll see you in the next one.